to Mic Check Waifu Waifu.
Mic check, waifu. King Teliano, is that you?
We back.
This is episode 197 of Mic Check, Waifu, the anime podcast. As always, it's brought to you by Lou Complex and Don'tTalkShop.com. It's also brought to you by our Patreon producers. Listen, we've been going for 2 weeks, so very unseasoned right now. Very unseasoned, but we're gonna get back at it. Shout out to the Patreon producers: Dre the Go G, Johnny from Shogo High, Ked the Pro from Chaotic Culture Podcast and Shogo High, Explicitly, Monique Williams, Nachi, and Saphir. Shout out to y'all, the ghosts. Thank you so much for sticking with us for so long and producing this and many other episodes of the podcast. We truly appreciate y'all. We couldn't do this without y'all, truly. Like actually quite literally, because we couldn't. Never mind. Listen. Mic Check Waifu is back. We apologize for the missing time, but it was a very good reason for that, and I would allow my brother to speak on that reason.
All right, y'all. I sincerely appreciate y'all giving us the grace that y'all gave us for our short departure, our short break there. Some of y'all might know already, but my grandmother passed, and obviously that's a big deal for anybody. But my grandmother, she lived in my house with me for almost my entire life, so it really was like losing another parent. So and my grandmother, she facilitated a lot of the reason I could even have the life I had and be with my friends the way I was with my friends, because my mom had to work 2 jobs and overnights and stuff like that. So all that said, I had to go say I love you and goodbye to my grandmother. But we here, we back. I appreciate all the love. We appreciate all the love because she also loved Polo. We got pictures of them hugging and kissing and everything. It's been years. So I appreciate that. We appreciate that, and truly, like I said, we back.
So again, thank y'all so much for that grace and all the Patreon supporters are still there. It didn't even matter we were gone for 2 weeks. Y'all still supporting us. We truly appreciate it. Blanda May, Romaine, Alan, Crystal, Rob J, thank y'all so much for sticking with us. We truly appreciate all of y'all. The after story is going to come back as well. It's going to go back just as consistent as it was after this episode. So remember, if you are a Patreon supporter, if you support us at $1 or above, you get early access to the video version of this podcast, as well as exclusive access to our exclusive conversational podcast, The After Story. The exclusive conversational podcast includes us talking about whatever we want in a very open manner. We each bring a topic and we discuss it in as much detail as we want. So make sure you guys check out The After Story. There's also going to be read-alongs and watch-alongs coming back to the Patreon as well. So thank y'all so much for rocking with us. We appreciate it. Now that we're back from 2 weeks, listen, 2 weeks may not seem like a long time for y'all, but for us, it was a goddamn eternity. Because we don't miss for the 3 years, almost 4 years. So almost 4 years in June, we've been doing this podcast. We have not missed. We missed one episode. And the reason why we missed that one episode was because we had an audio issue with that episode. So it's not like we didn't do the episode. The episode just had an audio issue. Speaking of. But yeah, man, we back. Okay, so this is about to be a very large episode. Very large episode because we have obviously 2 weeks of missing content, and we're a seasonal anime podcast. The seasonal anime podcast obviously talk about seasonal shows. So last we left off, the winter season was just about wrapping up. And that honestly, those 2 weeks gave us time for the winter season to completely wrap up and for the spring season to completely start, which is almost kind of perfect when you think about it. Like right. the way everything kind of laid out, it all culminated into what's about to be a very big episode for y'all. So I don't know how long this is gonna be. It's quite late for us, but I'm feeling good. How you feeling?
I'm good, bro. I'm real good right now.
Me too. So we'll see how this goes. We are recording late, so if you hear us stumbling over our words and the podcast start to deteriorate, it's late. But I'm good. I'm like wide open.
Deterioration is love for you.
Speaking of, I want to start off with how we've been. I started working out at Get Locked In Gym with my brother King Taliano, my personal trainer.
Let's go.
If y'all need somebody, hit him up. He could do online, he could do virtual or in person if you're in the Houston area. But listen, it's been fucking phenomenal. Now, the first day, rough. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna be vulnerable again because last episode I was vulnerable. I'm gonna be vulnerable again. First one was rough. Obviously, I haven't worked out in probably over 10 years, more or way more even. And I got my ass kicked. Tail kicked my ass, but it was worth it because after a while, I felt good. And today, we just had a session today, and it was amazing. I enjoyed every bit of it, even the pain. I love it, man. I'm having a good time.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, you're talented, man. You're real good at this shit. All y'all gotta do is listen, and he'll take care of y'all.
That's a fact. As long as you listen, I got you. But I appreciate Polo for coming to work out with me because I mean, a lot of people don't understand that. Even though I'm a personal trainer, it's still like you putting your health in my hands. Yes, I know what I'm talking about, but you trusted me to help you get you there. Mm-hmm. I love that experience, and I appreciate that. So I'm excited to see where Polo ends up at the end because. Like I said on Twitter, it's gonna be Swolo.
Swolo, I didn't see that. No,
Swolo coming soon.
Swolo coming soon. That's gonna be crazy.
But
I don't know how to act.
I know, man. He ain't gonna never have his shirt on. He gonna be on the podcast shirt off all the time.
That's funny.
Me though, on the other hand, I did my first physique competition. Yes, as y'all see. I was contestant number 113 out of like 300 some of them things.
Sheesh.
It was wild. Really enjoyed myself. Really enjoyed myself. I might do it again, but it's going to be with a lot more practice because I felt like I was one of the only people there who did everything by themselves. Like everybody there had a coach, a trainer, somebody helping them with their poses. And me, I went in, raw dogged it, and I felt really good about where I landed, I felt like I really put my best foot forward for that. So if I give it another go, it'll probably be about like a year or something because I want to put on some weight. But it was a lot of fun, bro. It was a lot of fun. So if y'all ever think about doing physique competition or something like that, I got you on. I can also talk about that. So, just diving more into the knowledge of that too. But yeah, man, we good. We back, and it's been, even though the funeral happened and everything like that, this has been, there's been some fun stuff that happened in between, like the trip to Cleveland and stuff like that was cool, seeing family.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I bet. Okay. Now, without further ado, let's do further. Let's talk about some anime. Now, shit, how we want to do this? What was your episode of the past 2 weeks?
Alrighty then.
Sheesh.
Okay. I didn't even mark all these as finished.
Yeah. So, okay, I can start. I absolutely love the Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten season finale.
Easily.
Fucking phenomenal. So I'm gonna give that to that. You know what? Okay. Let's do winter. Let's do spring. Make it easy. Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten finale was phenomenal. Okay. Not only that, but My Hero 2 was too, but we're gonna get into that a little later. But Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten was my winter one, and for my spring one, listen, as crazy as it sounds, okay, I was the most. Do I want to save that for later? Okay,
no, I'll say it now.
I will. Okay, all right. This might ruffle some feathers, but I think we're okay with ruffling some feathers on this podcast. Might check waifu. We're just different. we there's a joke in my stream that I like to say. We're built diffy. So so what I'm referring to is our tastes. Okay, I know a lot of people love Chainsaw Man, and Chainsaw Man is fine, but my spring episode of the week is Hell's Paradise, and the reason for that is because this is probably one of the best shonen starts since JJK. This shit, obviously the opening is fucking fire for one, and two, I am way more interested in these characters than I've ever been in any character in Chainsaw Man. And that's for me reading the full first half of Chainsaw Man up until, the end, and I haven't read the new stuff as much, but I read all of Chainsaw Man, like literally all of it within like a few days, actually, if y'all remember, if y'all listen to the podcast from way back. And this Hell's Paradise is much more interesting than anything Chainsaw Man has ever even dropped so far for me. Now, I know a lot of people like Chainsaw Man, so I know they ain't gonna go over popular, but I'm keeping it real. I'm a Hell's Paradise fan so far. And that's my spring of the week.
That Hell's Paradise looks très magnifique.
Yeah, yeah,
beautiful, bro.
Yeah,
it's wild. It's wild. So my final episode finale. Right, we're going with the winter season. My finale episode would have to be the Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess.
Shoujo.
That's one of those shoujos. But hear me out, man. That finale, bro. It's so good, so impactful. Ties everything up right, nice, neatly in a bow. Really, really beautiful, fantastic ending for an anime of that season, and especially with an ending for something that I just did not expect to be that good. So yeah, it showed out dramatically for me. I want to go with Hell's Paradise since Polo went with it, but I'm gonna be real. I was also surprised by, I'm not gonna say cheat skill because that's an odd. It was, I can't pronounce the name, bro. It says Tengoku Daimakyo, but I believe that is Heavenly Delusion. Yo, yeah. Yeah. I really like the post-apocalyptic vibe of it. First episode, I think Grave gave this, that great feel for where our characters are kind of set in without giving too much detail yet.
Yeah.
Ready to see how it unfolds. But yeah, that's going to be my episode of the week for the spring season.
Interesting stuff. Okay, now to dive a little bit deeper. Overall, do we start with winter? Since winter is going to have like some spoilers, or do we save it for the second half of the show and start with spring? You know what I'm saying? Because like winter is
I feel like people should have already watched winter.
Okay. So we're going to
let's drop the winter as whatever it is, and spring, because it's fresh, it's new. Let's put that in spoilers.
Yeah, but I mean, it's episode 1s though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's do it then.
So
we can do it the opposite.
Okay. I mean, I guess we'll just do no break today. How about that? Let's do no break and just go straight through.
All right.
And go straight through until the end. We in when we in. Let's do it. Sorry, there's a little behind the sauce. So let's get into it. So warning, this full episode, 197 is going to spoil winter shows. If you haven't watched some of the winter shows we're going to spoil, I would suggest skipping it by a few minutes or so. We're going to try not to spend too much time on them, but because there's a lot of stuff. So just skip forward if it's a show that you haven't heard yet. Maybe later on down the road during this episode, we'll add like timestamps, but that's really hard to do because again, today we're recording on a Monday and this episode drops literally tomorrow. So it'd be hard for us to do that. But yeah, here we go. Let's start off with some winter stuff then, and then go into what's up.
Let's start with the wrap of our sleepers.
Let's do it. Okay.
I want to start first.
You got it.
Ninjin Fushin, that is straight trash, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I think that is by far the worst sleeper I have ever had.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. You had that card one, bro. You had the other one. What was the other one where they were
the card one? I would rather watch than this Ninjin Fushin shit, bro.
No, the other one, the Battle Royale one you had. That one was awful. That one was real bad.
Oh, Battle in 8 seconds or something like that?
Yeah.
It wasn't this bad. It wasn't this bad.
Yeah, no, you're right. You might be right.
But hear me out. There was no way to know how good this is going to be.
100%. The title looked fire. The synopsis looked fire. I don't like it's. Listen.
Yeah, this was bad, and it. I don't know what could save it, but I don't think it's worth saving, so I'm gonna let it go.
And to be honest, I'm gonna just give him a little tea. I feel partially responsible for that, him picking that sleeper, because I kind of coerced him into not picking the other one, the saving 80 million gold in another fucking world or some bullshit. Mm-hmm. While that's not good either, according to the analyst rankings. So either way, we kind of would have been on a bad way. But I'm just glad I didn't have to watch that one. I think I would have still rather watch Ninjin Fushin, to be honest, as bad as it was.
Yeah. Probably. Let's say 80,000 one. I felt like eventually that was going to be like, how did Land of Liddell be better than both of those? Oh my God,
Land of Liddell was a heat, bro. That was a heat sleeper right there. Yeah. So the rap of it, I don't even know where to begin with that one. You know,
it alludes to a possible season 2, right?
It does. Yes, definitely.
But no.
Let's take a look at the overall rating for it over on AnyList. AnyList.co/user/PoloBornFly or /King Teliano. Make sure you're following us there. The overall rating is a 62% accurate. That's accurate. It was done by Studio Geek Toys.
Man. Yeah, they could have kept that one in the chamber, bro.
For sure.
Let that one cook a little bit longer. What about Angel Next Door?
Angel Next Door spoils me right. So if you haven't watched this romantic slice of life, please watch it. Has a 77%. Before we get into spoilers, has a 77% on AnyList, and it also is developed by Project 9, a very great studio. So make sure y'all check out Angel Next Door. Now to go into spoilers, I'm gonna give y'all a few seconds to turn away or fast forward. Okay. Angel Next Door Spoiling Me Rotten was one of the best slice of lives. The problem is, and this is a very nitpick problem, I feel like it could have been longer. Now, does it did it need to be? No, but I feel like we could have got more detail into her life and more detail into his life, a little bit more. Like we could have dove a little bit deeper into that. We could have gone a little bit deeper into the characters that was around him back then, into her family situation. We only got a small glimpse of that, and I wish we would have dove a little bit deeper into that, but that's just very small problems. Other than that, the rap was absolutely perfect, wall to wall. I think personally it's about a 9.9.
Yeah. And hear me out. I have to disagree with Polo on that nitpick, because I almost feel like if they did dive into that, it takes away from the mysticism of the two characters, right? Of knowing what happened in their past and just being able to just think about it, and you bring up your own story, because they gave us enough details to like fabricate your own idea.
Sure.
But the way that they like kind of wrap this all up in the end,
yeah, I just kind of
9 is so hard to not say 10, bro. It's so hard to not say 10.
Yeah, I just, what I wanted was a little bit more drama. Mm-hmm. That's what I kind of mean by diving a little bit deeper into her family issues, or diving a little bit deeper into his bully issues. Yeah, which they did more of his than they did of hers, of course. But like, I kind of wanted some jealousy too. Like I like drama filled slice of life. I like, I like Scum's Wish. I I like Domestic Girlfriend. I love Love Lies. I like shit like that is very into Golden Time. I love
with some mess.
Yeah, with a little bit of mess, just a little bit of mess. But you know what? This was a palate. This is a palate refresher for everything else that we had to watch. To go into, let me just slide into a question if you don't mind, Teliano.
Let's do it.
I want to go over to one of our good friends, Dad Needs to Talk podcast. Make sure you guys check out the Dad Needs to Talk podcast. But he says, I'm excited to have the best bros back. I'm still doing my winter cleanup because I fell behind. But I did finish Campfire Cooking, Angel Next Door, and even have fun with Strongest Exorcist. Great show. Spring starting strong. Really like Heavily Delusion and Skipping Loafer, to name a couple. Now, he also says, any updated feelings on Villain Saga, y'all? I kind of wanted to slide in the Villain Saga just because, it's not done, but it's the midway point. Even with the latest, I guess you'd call it 2 episodes that dropped that we missed and we didn't get to really discuss any updated feelings. Nah, it's still pretty bad for me personally. I know people love Villain Saga, and I promise you, we are not contrarians. This is just our taste. But Tell said it the best. This has just been a White Roots with very, very, very little progression. The best that this show has been is when it showed Canute. Oh
my God, bro. And if they only showed Canute at this point, this show might actually be like a 9.
Yeah.
Because everything with Canute has been amazing. And then you go right back to... It's so irritating.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
It's like, why is this even where we're at anymore?
Now it's clear as fucking day what they're doing. They're building up this farm life so then they can tear it down, and they're probably going to tear it down in the most brutal way possible. But
they're going to make him an oath breaker.
But because we spent 13 episodes in this shit, the impact is I don't care anymore. Like I just want this shit to go so we can see some action. I'm on my meathead shit now because the build should have stopped happening 6 episodes ago. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of shit that we didn't need, we got. And I feel like if we just kind of moved it along, it probably would have been better. It's very predictable though. Very, very predictable in the method that they're using. And then he says finally, yo, Tell Gundam Witch from Mercury came back fierce.
So Gundam Witch from Mercury so far in this season is giving me Gundam Build Divers vibes, which is like a little bit more shonen-esque and like immediately into the battle, like there's always battles, whereas Gundam X has been a lot more story driven. I love Gundam Witch from Mercury because of how story driven it is. Currently, but they keep the action like still there, so it's like a nice mix of like you get the action, you get the story. And man, I love to see Ariel in action, bro. Ariel is it seems like one of those Gundams that has its own life, so I just really enjoy it. So bro, Rob, Gundam Witch from Mercury came back fierce like you said, bro. I'm gonna keep up with it. Let me know what you think as it goes.
Okay, now moving on to one of winner tops, man. The finale of Tomo-chan as a Girl was also spectacular. Like Tomo-chan as a Girl was probably one of the best this season too, up there with Angel Next Door to me personally. Well, it had a whole different vibe. It was still consistently funny, and I mean the dub was so great. Like the dub was so good. Very, 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 very talented dub cast, especially between the main characters.
Yeah, I actually, I didn't even know like until you told me it was simulcast that the dub was there. And when I heard the dub voices, actually, I agree a lot that they were I wouldn't even say they were bearable. They were just successful. I guess that's the way to put it. They were successful.
Very, very good.
I did end up listening to sub or watching it in sub regardless because Crunchyroll just automatically had it on sub for me. So it just is what it is. But yeah, Tomo-chan as a Girl. Come on, man. I love those characters too. Now that one gives you, it's not quite drama, whereas it's more like you talked about before, the petty misunderstandings.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They mix some slight drama in, but it's really not all that drama, and it really didn't get dramatic until like this finale.
Yeah.
So
And the petty misunderstandings are understandable. Does that make sense?
it does.
I definitely enjoyed that. That whole dynamic between these two characters. Very, very good chemistry.
I mean, not just the two characters. If we're being real,
All of them. Absolutely. Even ancillary characters like the
English girl.
yeah, the English girl, but her boyfriend eventually.
Oh,
And he was really good. Like they all had their moments. Now the guy that didn't really have much of a moment was the guy who liked what's her name?
Misuzu.
Yes.
He kept getting shit on.
Yeah, he was pretty lackluster. He was like no, he wasn't even, because the best friend in Clannad was even more prominent than he was.
Yeah.
To go into one that you didn't watch that I did, Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, second attack, the second season.
Mm-hmm.
Man, listen, they finally making some progress that is tolerable. Now, again, I talk about this all the time. Shows where there's like a girl who's like crushing on a guy, and the guy is kind of like to himself, and you just bothering him. Not my shit.
You hate it.
It took me forever to like this show, but I ended up liking it towards the end of season 1. The second attack or second season, much better, much more manageable, because it was like you can sense her like more than he could too, and they kind of gravitated towards each other a little bit more. So while it wasn't the best, I did enjoy it. Did you finish Buddy Daddies?
I actually didn't. I did not finish. But
That shit got an 81 on any list. I think it's the highest rated.
It is really good, but the only reason I didn't finish it is because Monique wasn't there to watch with me, because that was a show we was watching together. But it is, in my opinion, it's a phenomenal show. I would say it's better than Spy Family, hands down. I wouldn't even. I mean, I guess it's hard to even say I wouldn't compare it to, but I would compare it to. But they're like, Spy Family just wasn't. It lost some of its like glamour.
Cap.
That's cool. That's cool.
Nah, yeah, I vehemently disagree. I only watched 3 episodes, so I guess I can't really say until I watch it all. And I am going to watch it all just because those were very high praises. Spy Family was fucking dope. It was so dope, so dope. Now,
I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm just saying it didn't. A lot of it for me, I felt like we were following Anya for too long, and then we got with the dad again, and it got good all over again, because like some of it was just trivial for too long.
I don't like Anya, but I don't like this little girl in Buddy Daddies 20 times more. Hate her. Can't stand her. But again, I only watched 3 episodes, so let me try again. Okay, for those of you who are screaming at your iPods from 2006, it's okay. I'm going to watch it all. All right, I'm going to watch it all, and then I'm gonna talk about it properly. And if it's good, I'm I ain't got no problem being wrong. I would rather be wrong. Okay, I would rather be wrong.
Did you ever finish Tokyo Revengers?
No, fuck no.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get my thoughts real quick.
Yeah, talk to me. I read it though, so I guess
it was mad okay. It was obviously Takemichi got beat up. Obviously Takemichi progressed the story. Things did not go as he planned.
Yeah, of course.
Things didn't go as he planned, but they also went better than he planned at the same time.
Yeah, I remember it from when I read it. Very weird mistake, but
yeah, but it's not that like, because the Tokyo Revengers story is still kind of good, but
yeah, of course.
There's something about how like they should have increased this segment, right? We're getting a second core of this or something?
No, it's going to the next arc.
This ending almost just felt abrupt if you remember this part, but it just felt really abrupt. Like,
damn, I gotta see where it stopped then.
It just didn't feel like it hit everything we needed, and then now we have to wait for the next part.
Yeah, interesting. All right. One of my favorite, the Ice Guy and his cool female colleague. Did you watch all this?
I stopped after like episode 4.
This show is such a good palate cleanser, man.
I keep hearing that, bro.
Such great characters. Overall, like the characters were just phenomenal. It didn't even have to do much. It just felt good to watch. Let me go to another tweet from our homie, actually, one of the Patreon producers, J. Lee Trey, J. the Third. What's up, baby? He says, welcome back, y'all. He said, for the winner, great wrap-ups, especially Ice Guy and his female colleague. Yeah, I agree. One of the best. He also has more, but I'm going to save that for our spring talk. You're good. Chilling in my 30s. Actually fire.
Phenomenal, bro.
Actually fire.
And especially if you think about like the quality of the show, it wasn't made out to be like this high quality show, but it actually was just like, it was pretty good.
It truly blew me back with how good it actually was. As generic as everything about it is, like hero character, overpowered, basically it's you can call it isekai. It's not an isekai though. It's just a fantasy world that this guy happened to exist in a way he never existed in before. So
yeah. I would parallel it with like Devil's a Part-Timer almost, because it does a lot of that like same kind of funny concept.
Yeah.
Like picks fun at the genre, but it just was good.
Chilling in my 30s offered family. So yeah, it offered family, it offered growth, it offered a time skip that was really well done. I great villainy, you know, like the anger was understood. It was a good end. Indicates that all things indicates that we might get more. I hope we do. You know what else I want to get more of? And I hope we do.
What's that, bro?
Farming Life in Another World. 75% on AniList it ended up with. That's really good. Really good show, man. Again, this is another one that's very pleasant, very pleasing to the palate. Not much drama, not much action. There is some action, but it's not much action. And just growing with the main character and literally, slight spoilers, but literally building a village from nothing was very impressive to watch and very impressive to see how he navigated different situations, like figuring out how to trade with other civilizations or creating currency, or how can we get wine, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the stuff that he brought from his knowledge of the world prior, he brought into this world, which then helped the supporting cast grow around him, pun intended. It was neat, man. It was a good show. I loved it. Let's go to one I'm upset I didn't finish, and that's Inspector 2. Mm-hmm. I didn't get to finish it, but I will for sure. I only got like 2 episodes.
I actually, and I was just about to click off the last 2 episodes of Inspector. The issue with Inspector is the same thing I feel about Tokyo Revengers. They didn't try and tie this story really in until too late. And now it just feels almost like an abrupt ending.
Got it. Because they won the 3. Because this is a Crunchyroll original too, so they definitely getting the 3 there. Yeah,
but like this season was just like it almost felt, and I hate to say it because while it was enjoyable, because there was so much enjoyable about it and how they positioned the show this time, because it was,
I agree,
it was way more like Creature of the Week thing, but they did like in the story basis, right? Like 3 or 4 episodes. But it was almost like there was no true like plot to it, and then the way they tried to tie it together in the end didn't do it well enough for me.
I got you. Okay, I'm definitely gonna finish it because I like the show, but I'm upset about that. All right, Campfire Cooking in Another World, another fire one, man. Now this one isn't as good as Chilling in My 30s, me personally, but I did enjoy watching it. I just wish it was more to it. You know what I mean? It was fine.
It is what it is. I didn't finish it, but the show, I just kind of feel like there wasn't much to add to that though, right? Like, He was just cooking. It's supposed to be a simple charmer almost, right?
Yes, but it goes further at the end, I should say. So it will go further, hopefully down the road, like with another season. So take that with what it is.
I wanted to ask you, did you ever finish that Ice Blade Sorcerer?
Yes. While again, the show is rough. It's Cloud Heart's first production. You could tell it's very roughly animated, but it has a charm, man. It has a charm that I wish it would have a continuation. It kind of hints at maybe continuing, but I got a feeling that it won't. It has a 63% on Annie list, meaning not a lot of people watched it, or people watched it and they didn't like it. I think it's really good. Not really good. Okay, it's good for what it is.
If it had a better budget, it would be fire. Is what you think?
Yes, because it has a character who's smart, who's not a bumbling idiot, or like he's very, very good with women in a way that's not creepy. Like it's all of these things that come together so nicely, and that feels good. Like these girls naturally starts to like him at the very end because just of how kind-hearted he is. He just says stuff like, that dress looks very beautiful on you. Like it makes you look good. It accentuates your beauty. He does like smart, like I guess you can call it Riz, is what the kids are saying nowadays. But he's just cool with it. He's like super cool with it. He's literally cool. And I think the story is actually fire. It's actually deeper than what it portrays. And I feel like it can go even deeper if it gets a continuation, which it definitely leads to, but I don't know if it will. But it's like it's supposed to be a second core.
Well, maybe if, and I hate to say it, but I hope that people who listen to us hear what you just said, go back and watch it so it can get that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, a little lobbying.
Yeah, we gotta try and push whatever we can push. But let's be real here. Let's talk about a heavy hitter. That reincarnation of the strongest exorcist.
Yes, sir. Only got a 72,
but hear me out. What you just said was something about the story getting deeper.
Yeah.
This last episode, brother, that story got deeper. It got deeper. I was like, ooh.
Again, spoilers for this, but to find out that he's actually the Demon Lord is crazy. Demon King, Demon King, and he's teaming up with the hero is crazy. And the way they word it, the way they finesse that story to like, it's gonna be a problem because it's supposed to be the hero fighting the Demon King and the hero becoming stronger because of her
hardships.
Yeah, and she can't now because they're literally best friends basically. So it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes from here because it's definitely getting a season 2.
Oh my God, yeah. And it even made me feel like, how long did he know he was the Demon King when he was reincarnated, Did
he know though? Does he know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, does he know? How long has he known? I don't
think he knows. I just think he just has the power of his other worldly powers. Right. So I don't think he knows he's that, but everybody else do.
Yeah, because he is unique in terms of power, but it's ridiculous, bro.
It's so
actually that little bit at the end felt like a really good, like kind of like twist.
Yes,
because we've been technically following the villain the entire time. The villain has been our protagonist. Remember, protagonist and antagonist are not the same as villain and hero.
Yes,
we have been following the villain the entire time, and it's been actually a deeply enthralling like story for him to have been carrying on this way. So I don't know, man. I was very surprised, and that ending bumped it up huge for me. I was like, oh yeah. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed his wrestle with, do I use my powers in this world or not? Do I it's good, man. It's real good. It's real fucking good. His whole attitude shifted a little bit too. Yep. Like he's like, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah, fuck it. Whatever. I gotta do what I gotta do. That's a perfect way of putting it. I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay, now to slide into another heavy hitter. Trigun.
Oh my goodness.
Now I hate that the fact that I don't know. I hate the fact that I looked at the Crunchyroll comments. Crunchyroll is hating on this for some reason. I don't know why. Whatever. That's stupid of me to even look down there.
Yeah.
Got 78% on AniList. This shit is not only just beautiful and as far as aesthetic goes, but it is beautiful as far as storytelling goes. And I love the original Trigun, but the storytelling of this just feels so buttery, smooth, and just amazing.
But not even just that, it quite literally puts itself as the prequel.
Yes.
It puts you right where Trigun, the regular Trigun series, starts off at. It gives you all of that context and detail there. Mm-hmm. And
they can go one from now on if they want.
I'm saying, and it's beautiful. It is quite literally a beautiful series. That was wild for me.
Yeah.
I don't even understand how it got a 70 anything.
Yeah, I agree. Should have been up in the 90s somewhere.
I swear to Bob, God, Dodd, whoever, they should have been up there in the 90s for sure, especially for an action series that has such a good story. I am confused.
Yes.
Like, people love CGI. This is like the best CGI. The only other show that got comparable CGI is Nier.
Yes.
This is quite literally the best CGI, some of the best motion animation, the emotions in the show, the action, the entirety of the choreography, the music, the overall sound design. Yes. How did this? I'm confused.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird people out there. But I mean,
in our first trailer.
Yeah, our very first trailer for Mike Check. That's crazy. It was. Damn. Full circle, I guess. Now to go on to the shows that are delayed, unfortunately. Nier just is so good, bro. It's above all else, it's a love letter to the game, and a game I love so much. But to be fair, it does give me time to replay the game again before we do a review. Once Nier is done, I'm gonna play the game for that week that is done, and then we are obviously gonna review it. And we're gonna review it with this next person whose tweet I'm gonna read. Shout out to Rob J from Show Go Hot and Inside the Mind of a Blurt. He says, it's great to have y'all back. Hopefully everything good with y'all. It really sucks Nier got delayed because it's been cooking. Who knows when we'll get it back? I know, bro. And this goes into perfect to our next topic. I know you didn't get to touch on Nier. You loving it, right?
Yes, fire,
absolutely fire. He says, I want to hear Polo thoughts on My Hero season finale and his gut check on Star and Stripe. That season finale was so good, bro. It's this again. What I said, Angel Next Door, 9, probably 10. My Hero is probably a good 9.5. And it's only a 9.5 because of those 2 episodes need to switch. Everything else was fucking perfect, bro.
What you say?
It was a 9.5. It was perfect. This almost perfect. This series of My Hero was great. Now the finale, oh my God. The finale was exactly what I wanted the finale to be.
Oh yeah, that finale was amazing.
It's exactly what I wanted it to be. It was a nice wrap up to everything, a nice smooth, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It was a beautiful tie-in to everything that everybody has went through. The way Deku was recovering and the conversation that Class 1A had with him, and it was just a beautiful wrap. Now, as far as Star and Stripe go, I've never been so excited to see a character before. I know nothing about the manga or anything or who she is. As soon as I saw her, I'm like, oh, she's the motherfucking American All Might. And that is so dope. The fact that you don't think about what's going on around the country until they brought this out. And Star and Stripe looks fucking fire. She's the American All Might, and I can't wait to see what the fuck this turns out to be.
She is literally built diffy, bro. Oh my God. I love that character so much.
She's good, huh?
I am so hyped.
Yeah, so my gut check is she's gonna be putting people down, but she might struggle a little bit. She might struggle a little bit because it's only one of her. But also, aren't they getting people from other countries too? They had that lion from Africa, I think it was. They had quite a few different people, but I'm most definitely excited to see Star and Stripes. She looked fire. She looked absolutely fire.
I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
This is Star and Stripes show going for her.
Good idea. Yeah, man, My Hero's great. Let's see. Is there? What else? Yeah, Misfit Demon King Academy. No idea when that's coming back yet. And then finally, we do have an idea. 35 Days. Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. Love that show. Absolutely love that show.
And that's one that, oddly enough, I've really missed that show. And I don't know why I'm saying oddly. It's a good show.
Great show.
I really missed that show for such a nice, like everything else has been a palate cleanser, yes, but this was even like, it almost was like that flip side of Angel Next Door that was a very nice palate cleanser,
yes. Yes. Nice and it's adorable. It's kind of just adorable in a different way. But now, let's get into the spring. And let's just keep with Rob J before we continue. He says, the question I asked was, tonight we will record, and what are your thoughts on the wrap of the winter and the start of the spring? He says, Heavenly Delusion, My Home Hero, and Heroes in Hell's Paradise are my absolute favorites so far in spring. Cheat Skill in Another World seems pretty interesting too. I want to start off, if you don't mind, Till, with Cheat Skill in Another World. Cheat Skill in Another World was a fucking surprise to me. I turned it on, okay, and I'm watching it. I'm like, damn, why does it look so pretty? Gorgeous fucking looking show so far. I'm like, okay, look, it looks good. It looks a lot more grungy than I thought it was going to be for an isekai, something I'm not very used to. And as I'm watching it, I'm continuing to watch it, and it's just it takes this turn that is extremely dark. From him being bullied and him being this big dude, and from him trying to stop those guys from messing with that girl and getting his ass beat. And then it goes into the conversation with his grandpa. And I'm like, fuck, that's super sad. And then his parents not giving a fuck about him. Not liking him at all. It's just everything that was happening. I'm like, damn. Mm-hmm. This is isekai. Like, I'm used to isekais being like a silly situation. Somebody trip and fall on a knife and they get sent to another world because they die. Or somebody tries to save two girls at a convenience store and gets stabbed by the guy who wasn't actually going to kill him, and he dies and goes to another world. Like, I'm expecting that kind of shit. But no, this feels more adult and more mature isekai that is, I think, going to be extremely more interesting than just your typical isekai. Now, we're the Isekai fan club podcast here. We love a good isekai, and I'm very much so looking forward to this one. How you feeling, Joe?
Bro about to be biggity busted. Yeah. This is like, I'm so tired of using the word refreshing, but this is actually a very nice kind of feel for an isekai.
Yeah.
It's not like it's entirely new, but it does feel new, and it might just be like you said, that grungy, kind of look. It gives me that. It gives me. What is that anime? The Jobless Reincarnation kind of grungy vibe. But so, like, our main character is going to be smart. He doesn't seem like he's going to be like a complete idiot. He seems like he's going to get it like taken care of in it. So, I don't know, bro.
To be fair, the studio that did this was Millipins, which did Soma Spider, So What, and Copcraft.
Which Copcraft, I think animation was pretty decent there.
Yeah, it actually was. But so far, I was very, very pleasantly surprised with that one.
I agree.
Very pleasantly surprised. He also mentioned Heavily Delusion, which is one that you talked about earlier with your episode of the week. That one, I'm intrigued, but I'm not captivated. I'm not captivated at all. I'm intrigued because the dome that these kids is living in kind of reminded me of what's that show that had that terrible second season with the kids?
Darling in the Franxx?
No, of course not.
Seraph of the End?
No, you doofus. The kids, you read the comic. The comic was better. Season 2 was absolutely garbage. The kids got eaten.
Neverland.
Promise Neverland. There it is. I couldn't think of it. Yeah.
Hey, how's
Promise
if you can't do the name? How you gonna expect me to
I don't know. I don't fucking know. You're right. You're right as fuck.
Like I ain't read all this manga and anime in my life.
You're right as fuck. But Promise gave me Promise Neverland with those kids in the dome, and they seem to be, I think, and this is just a gut check, a random gut check. They seem to be genetically altered, which was interesting because you kind of get hints of them being a little bit more like the dude jumping up on a tree or the dude climbing a pole and falling all the way down. Anybody else will break all their fucking bones. He just got up. So there's like small shit that's like very interesting. And then we got the outside world stuff that is super interesting too, between the brother and the sister, quote unquote, but the bodyguard and the guy. It's very, very intriguing, but I'm not there yet. I'm not captivated as Tell is with that yet.
And I'm not even saying I'm like captivated. I'm just saying that I can't go with the same episode of the week as you for the first episode of the week for this season. You know what I mean?
Because going up to what else Rob said was Hell Paradise is his absolute favorite. Yeah, Hell's Paradise is was pretty good. Let me go.
That shit, it was fire.
Yeah. Let me go before we go into this last one he mentioned. Let me go to a couple of different questions. Let's go to Scuba Steve. Spoiler Steve says My Home Hero with 3 hearts. Rob J says is My Home Hero has been his absolute favorite. And let's see if we got another My Home Hero. We did not. Okay. Yeah. So My Home Hero. Let's get to that.
Now, before you say anything about My Home Hero, I do have to say one thing.
Let's go.
If I had known it was going to be like this, I would have chose this for my sleeper.
Really?
Yeah, I actually really like this. This is like that. I want to see. It gives me real life vibes. I think that this is worth 100% watching. How? Wait. Hold up. How you feeling about this one? Because I'm surprised already.
Yeah. I'm glad we getting the mystery anime. Okay.
Oh, this behind me.
A mystery thriller anime. I'm glad we're getting it. We need it. It's good. It's good. It's okay, bro. It's okay. I don't give a fuck about nothing that's going on in this shit at all.
It's so fast paced. That's why everything's.
No, it's the shitty ass fucking cliffhangers that they're doing. I hate this show structure so bad. Like I don't like.
That's too.
I don't like the show structure in even the slightest possible way. While the mystery, the intrigue is there, it's just when you do that, it's terrible. And this is a Polo thing. I don't know about anybody else. When you do the terrible cliffhanger thing, there's a good way of doing cliffhangers and there's a bad way. They do it the bad way for the 2 episodes that's dropped. And I hate that shit. It makes me not care anymore when you do that. Like, I know you're trying to get people to come back and watch it, but I guarantee you, this is anime. This isn't Days of Our Lives. People will come back. I promise you, they will come back. You don't need to do this and in the next episode show something completely different that ain't got nothing to do with what the cliffhanger was or where it left off. I hate that shit. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's dumb.
They'll come back or they'll just binge it when it's all done. You know what I mean?
It probably binging it is the best way of watching the show. Week to week, I think it's going to be trash for the show, but it's okay. It's okay. It's an okay. I guess what's intriguing people the most, I think personally, is the fact that this guy who doesn't seem to have any fucking idea about killing people just kills somebody, and the fact that he's doing burn notice kind of shit with hiding the body or stopping people from listening in. Like, I'm supposed to love this shit because this is all burn notice kind of shit, but it's just so
cliffhangers.
And it's just okay. I will say this: absolutely love the wife. Love the wife. Only character I like in the show so far. The guy is kind of lame. The daughter is a fucking annoying pest. Because she's just so like, you're getting your ass beat. Why would you be mean to your father? Like, that shit. It just a lot of small shit that just irritate me about the show. That's good for the show because it's making me feel things. I will say that it's making me feel stuff while I'm watching it. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that makes the shows better than I'm giving it credit for. But I'm
Cause we're gonna have to talk about this show again later on down the line. Cause
of course,
what you're talking about is literally real life. What happens in real life, you know?
Sure, yeah, of course.
Not for everybody, but that's like majority of people. They argue with they loved ones for that. But yeah, I understand where you coming from, bro.
I think this could be put together better. Is all I'm saying.
Exactly.
While what she's, again, I understand this happens in real life, but what she's upset with her father about when they're out to eat, the like moment one, what was that? The first 10 minutes of the first episode. I'm like, yo, it happens, but I don't. And then all of a sudden, he comes out the store and follows the boyfriend for literally a minute and a half, and then some other guy comes from Timbuk the Moon out of nowhere, like, oh, you followed our guy. What? Like, it's just all, everything just feels weird. Maybe that's the show trying to tell us, oh, we're going to lead into some more suspenseful shit. But I'm very acute. Aware? I guess aware would be the better term there. I'm very aware of what happens around in the show, and for that whole sequence in the first 15 minutes of the show had me like, okay, what the fuck am I watching? I was not impressed. Hopefully it gets, what I'm hoping happens. Here's a gut check for y'all. What I'm hoping happens is he's doing all this shit, and it's starting to get a little bit smoother with the way he's moving. He's starting to do all the shit that he's learning and implementing it into this horrible situation that this family is in. I'm hoping he becomes Michael Weston. And for those of you who haven't seen Burn Notice, watch that shit. It's on Netflix. Phenomenal show. But I'm hoping he becomes this fucking badass that's like, you know, I'm getting tailed, so I drive in a certain way, and then fucking I lose him. Like, I just hope it becomes this kind of action-y spy thriller.
You get to see into the psychology of why he's thinking this way.
Yes. It becomes more of a Home Alone situation, and you just start fucking these people up. I want that to happen sooner rather than later. And this cliffhanger shit got to stop. It's so bad. Like, I hate that shit so much. And it's not even that it's so suspenseful. It's that I see it coming, and when it comes, I'm like, okay, they're about to leave. They're about to leave us here. They build up the same music. They build up the same, and then it comes back, and I guarantee you it's gonna be some bullshit ass. Oh, but you know, bullshit ass. We're tied up in this fucking, I don't know, car lot or some bullshit. I don't know, whatever. But that's how I feel about My Home Hero. I knew I was going to get a lot of slack for that one because I saw a lot of people loving this shit. I was like
bro, you good.
Very, very not impressed. All right, let's go back to the homie J. Lee Trey. He says from Shogo High, he says spring has started with a bang, especially Demon Slayer, Hell's Paradise, Mashle, Dr. Stone, and my love with Yamada-kun at level 999. Now we got a lot to pick from there. Let's start with Mashle. Tell, you watched Mashle. What you think about that?
I watched it. I'm gonna be real. It's okay. I don't really feel. I don't feel the need to watch it.
What'd you say last night?
I don't remember what I said last night, bro.
You said you ain't gotta watch that shit.
yeah, that's probably what I said because
because I didn't watch it.
It probably gets better, but hear me out. All right, Polo. I'm gonna just tell you kind of what it is. They're in the world of magic, myths, mystic lands, and legends, and magic and shit, right? Mm-hmm. And then our main character Mash and his dad live out in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere. It kind of gives you that I'm the son of the great grandmaster, or my grandpa was a something Isekai, that old one. It kind of gives you that kind of vibe where they just out in the middle of nowhere. Well, basically, he doesn't have magic. He's the only person in this world that doesn't have magic. So
I could have guessed that, actually.
Your face gets marked when you have magic. So everybody has this mark on their face, and he's the only one who doesn't have it. Basically, so what his grandfather does, or his father does, is trains him physically every day, like Saitama.
Oh, okay.
And he basically becomes invulnerable to everything.
Okay, all right. Boring is what you're telling me.
He is God.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's actually God, but from what I've seen so far, he becomes invulnerable to everything.
So,
Anything that comes to him.
So what you're saying is it's just boring.
Magic that should take out a dragon and scare it away in one hit. He swats away. So yes. And I mean, let's be real though. If that's what you want to see, if you literally just tuning in for action, because if I don't think I got a ton of action here other than like Hell's Paradise. That might be my only outlet for action. So that might be what I end up watching other than Gundam. So maybe we'll see. It might end up on a list just because I know it's hyped.
Dr. Stone. So Dr. Stone is back. Apparently, so when I watched it, I started it and I'm like, who the fuck is this? I had to go back and watch the hour-long episode that came out like a couple of months ago or something like that. And it was like an hour episode. It was a pretty good hour episode. But Dr. Stone is Dr. Stone, man. I will say this. I fucking absolutely love Dr. Stone's art style. It's so fucking dope. The art style is so incredible. It looks so incredibly good. The character design is probably one of my favorite character designs. In the world is just beautiful. Like the world is absolutely gorgeous. Everything they do around the world is just brilliant. The comedy fucking sucks in this show, man. I hate it. It's so overbearingly, and maybe this maybe this is my anxiety talking. It's so overbearing with the comedy, with the way it tries to do its comedy, that it gets annoying. But when Dr. Stone, when the show is in its moment, it's a great moment, man. Like, what's the perfect example of this? It's hard for me to remember because the show
balloon part in the hour-long episode.
Yeah, the balloon part in the hour-long episode. The reason why he decided to free the ship captain, even without like the little small shit that he does, that's like so Senku. You know what I'm saying? It's so Senku that nobody else really gets why, but he does. There's a specific reason why he does certain things, and that's what I love. Like the whole falling into the money trip. That was fire. Like, okay, there's a reason why we're doing this, and he's just basically. The way he moves is clean when he moves, but that comedy that's around it and a piece of it is just fucking annoying. Like I just want to see the show. I want to see Senku be Senku, but maybe without the comedy, it's not Dr. Stone, I guess.
So hear me out. That hour-long episode made me remember why we like the beginning of Dr. Stone so fucking much.
I agree.
Because like, yeah, the comedy wasn't the best. But I mean, quite literally, it wasn't the best. I agree. But the way that the episode was driven when you got outside that comedy was so good, bro.
Amazing, actually.
So fucking good. And if the show was just like that more often, I would 100% be on the same train as everybody else is hyping and loving the show.
100%.
Oh my God. That hour episode, like when... And I'm literally thinking about how like you said, I'm skipping over mentally like all the comedy parts. I'm just watching the show go, just like watching the show get in this fucking car, start that bitch and just drive. I'm just like, oh, this is good. This is good. This is what Dr. Stone should be. And then you get to that first opening episode and you're like, okay.
It gets in its own way, man. It trips over its own feet so much, bro. It could be like a easy non-show if it just stayed out of its own fucking way. It pisses me off so much because it's there. I will say this also. This arc, whatever we're doing right now, is so much better than the previous two. Outside of the intro of Dr. Stone, of course, because that was incredible. But this arc so far, where it's going, outside of the comedy beats and everything like that, it's so far is more interesting than anything we've watched in the past. Even the war, like the war was bullshit. Ended up being bullshit. This time though, I'm feeling like it's about to finally, hopefully, get into more of a bag. Like discovering a new world, so much more interesting.
And then even when they talked about why the actual like land shape is different.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it makes sense.
Common sense. Mount Fuji erupted, blah, blah, blah. Of course, it's 3,700 years into the future. Like, of course it changed. And then you got moments like Tenju. Mm-hmm. Incredible fucking character, man. And we still get less of him now, even though he's freed, which is annoying because he's one of the best characters.
One of the best. He is like a 9 character just in terms of his like friendship and how sturdy he is alone.
And what's her name too? She was a little bit more prominent, but I like her too. Yum.
Oh yeah, the Yurihara.
Yurihara, yep. Yuzuri, so whatever the fuck her name is. She's incredible. She's an incredible character too. The problem is that fucking village. Those village people get in the fucking way. Now Chrome in that movie was fantastic, but
yes.
but everything else is just getting in the way of itself. And again, it's tripping over its own feet. But I enjoy this arc more. I'm liking it way more than I liked it in the past. But the comedy still pisses me off. I remember why I hate it and why I actually like the show. All at
Don't
once.
worry. It has a whole list of reasons as to turn that all back around like season 1 and 2 did.
Oh God, I can't wait. I'm hoping you're right about that.
No, I'm saying they will make you hate it.
Oh, they're gonna make me hate it. That's true. It was more fucking. They're gonna stop for 4 episodes and just start talking about other shit. And they got nothing to do with finding a new world. And it's gonna be a bunch of big eyes and dumb shit. You know what? A little side note. I've watched the entire season. I binged the entire season 2 of One Piece. I mean, not One Piece, of One Punch Man, and I didn't talk about it at all. That season sucks.
This season 2?
Yes, One Punch Man season 2 is ass-tastic. I forgot that I watched it. I binged it all. That was like a month ago. Didn't even talk about it. Yeah, it's bad. Anyway.
Yeah, that's the one that I think everybody hates.
It is real bad. My love story with Yamada-kun at level 999. Did you watch this?
I didn't get into that one yet.
I started and turned it off. I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Oh, what? Why?
Yeah, it's not that it's bad. It's just, again, it's a shoujo that's just not for me. I'm just not a big shoujo guy. That's all.
I feel you. What about that? And hear me out, brother, because I already know what I got to say about it. A Galaxy Next Door. Can we talk about that one?
Yeah, my sleeper.
What you feel about that, man? What you feel about that?
It's looking like it's about to be good again.
Yo, hear me out. Stop talking. Somebody turn off Polo Power. That man be cheating.
I don't know what I do, bro. I don't know what it is.
Who is that cheat skill anime? Because how bro always come up with the good ones. He read this before it came out. There's no way. No way.
I read the synopsis.
It's beautiful. Like if we just talk about the art alone, it is a beautifully drawn anime.
Yes.
And then the characters are all so far in their own lane and are very enjoyable. All 4 of our characters so far, the ones that we met, are enjoyable, bro.
Yeah, the kids are adorable. I see. I love it when kids are kids, but they're kids in the way that kids are when they know they don't want to be a nuisance to somebody who is obviously taking care of them, doing the best he can. Fucking phenomenal story. And then they threw in this sci-fi take that I was not expecting at all. I did not think that it was going to go that route at all.
And apparently it is.
I'm like, oh, now it's a sci-fi mystery, a piece of this slice of life romance too. And I'm here for it. Wow.
And it actually, you know what I was thinking about though? It actually takes a lot of weight of the character off already, right? Because this is a galaxy.
Yes.
This is like an intergalactic being. And it's like, they don't need no money. When she said, I met you, or I think I know you because of this, that's probably why. Like, she probably been watching you, bro. And I'm just like, oh, this show is about to be good. This is about to be actually just over the top good show. So I'm a little salty. I ain't even gonna hold you. Polo be cheating.
I don't know how I do. It's the synopsis, man. When I see that synopsis, and I look at the synopsis in the genre. Okay, when the synopsis matches the genre and it seems interesting, I just go for it. You know what I mean? That's all I do. I don't really do much else. I thought you had the I got a cheat skill in another world. It became a rival in the real world. I thought that was yours. I'm like, bro, you picked a banger. That blew me back. And then lo and behold, it's your sleeper. Let's talk about your sleeper. Did we talk?
No, we ain't talking about my sleeper yet.
We just had a pregnant pause. Summon to another world for a second time.
I have one issue, one big issue, and it got better. But what is the frame rate on that show, bro?
Weird, bro. It's weird.
There was a moment where there was motion and a creature came into the screen, sat on like the corner, right? If this is the corner of the screen, it sat on like this much of the screen, and it went like, just watch my hand. For y'all who can't see it, just I'm gonna say the motion for you. It went click, 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 and paused, and it was just like this blur, and it was like, what? Why'd you literally only have 4 frames to animate something coming into the screen?
It's very weird. It was. I think it was like a one-off thing though.
Yeah, I think that was the only thing. Like the art style actually started to grow on me towards the end.
Yeah, it's very washed out intentionally, and I like that.
Yeah, so it started to grow on me towards the end. I don't think the show is gonna be bad.
Me either.
I think it'll be okay to possibly good.
I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's gonna be good. I don't see any reason why this is gonna be bad. Maybe the fact that he decided to go at this solo. I thought he was gonna like build a little party first, and then like the party character, the cast of characters that when he realized that he was the same one that came back from the previous time. Yeah. Those seem like great characters. I'm like, why not take them with you and then bring old girl with you from the class? And she seems to be already adept at magic so far. And that would have been a fire journey. But I'm interested to see where this goes, because they're not just going to stay at the castle. There's going to be more to it than that.
Yeah, I think that eventually he's going to have to be with them regardless, right? Maybe. Yeah. But I think that it's going to be that anime because he knows he's overpowered, right? He knows he's ridiculous. Like we saw that in the first moments of the show, really, is that like he went flick to a demon powered mech warrior. Yep. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna rock like that. Like he knows he's overpowered, so he can do whatever he needs.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more optimistic than you are with this one. I kind of like it.
I'm not saying I do like it, but I'm saying like I only hated that one part. But I think it's gonna be like okay, and it could possibly be good. I'm not sure yet.
I am nervous though.
About what?
The studio, because they did a
you told me
Gigabyte. Fucking terrible. It has a 32% on AniList, by the way. Gigabyte. So that just goes to show might not be that good. Well, their animation, that is. So we'll see how the animation turns out. What the animation turns out to be, but go from there. Now there's a few more that we got here that I think we should talk about. First one being season 2 of one of my gems, one of my favorites, Tonikawa Over the Moon. For You, season 2. Another banger intro. The first intro is a little bit better, but this one's really good too. Again, what's so dope about this is that it's simul-dub. So whenever a new episode comes out, it comes out dubbed too. Very, very good dubbed. I think I like the wife's, which is the main character, one of the main characters, wife's sub voice a little bit better, because this one sounds a little bit more kiddie-ish. But I mean, either way, it's okay. This show is great. Characters are very, very much likable. Very good first episode back. I enjoy it.
I have to start that one too, because I finished Tonikawa Over the Moon.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I finished that like maybe I think last year. Was it last year sometime? I finished it like 2 seasons after it came out.
Dope.
So I do have to watch this new one. But what I wanted to say is, did you watch that Aristocrats, the Aristocrats Otherworldly Adventure?
Yeah, that one. You know, the way you described the Summon to Another World for the second time. Mm-hmm. That's what I feel about this one. I feel like this was going to be super okay.
Yeah. I felt like it gave me the Otherworldly Pharmacy vibes at first. And then I was like, it's probably not going to be like that.
No, it's definitely not going to be that good.
So we'll see. But I didn't entirely hate our main character.
Didn't hate him at all. Yeah. I feel
like he was okay. So I just don't know with how it's progressing, like how good it's actually going to be.
Yeah, me either. I do like, okay, handling time skips well is hard to do. And I think so far they're doing it extremely well. I want to see how they handle the fact that, because it looks like from the intro, because I watched the intro at least once, from the intro, he goes all the way up until about mid-teens, so about 15, 16 when he gets the long hair or whatever. I'm interested to see how those time skips happen in the anime where we only got 12 episodes. So if they pull it off right, so far I'm liking the supporting cast, like his tutors. His dad is cool. I think his dad is like very, very neat. And his fucking powers are obviously going to be insane. So
hear me out.
It might just be generic, or it might be something special. That's like where it falls.
Don't we get Jobless Reincarnation back this year?
Yes, I think it's summer actually.
And I kind of feel like, and when we described the times, because how you said they actually did these relatively well. Mm-hmm. The only anime I feel like a good isekai that actually did time skips really, really well has been Jobless Reincarnation, because it's so hard to do them that well. And hopefully, if this can pull it off, I mean, maybe it is better than okay, but we'll see. Yeah, it's all in the hands of these animators and the writers and producers.
100%. Let's see here. I'm gonna go to another one that you haven't watched, I don't think, but the Cafe Terrace and His Goddesses. This is a now shout out to Rob J. So Rob J, check this out because it's a comedy ecchi romance. Okay. I'm gonna start off with the main character. The main character so far, fucking great. I like mature main characters. This is about a college student who went to Tokyo University, who comes back to this kind of like almost country-ish town where his grandmother stays. She owns a cafe. She called it the Cafe Terrace, and she died. Unfortunately, she passed away. And when he gets to this house that he inherited from her, there's these 5 girls that were living there that actually worked at the cafe. And he told them straight up, he's like, yo, y'all got to go. It's my house. This cafe has been in the red since it opened, so we're going to tear it down. And he was going to turn it into a parking lot because where it is, it's perfectly on a beach. So he's going to turn it into a parking lot, and he was going to get paid from it, and he was going to run a business that way. But something happens, and he was interested, and he ended up being interested in keeping it. I'm not going to say exactly what happened because people should watch it. But again, this is a character who these girls, when he, slight spoilers for episode 1, but it's fine. It's just episode 1. When he first get to this house, these girls try to do whatever they can to rizz him up to kind of get him to want to keep the business and keep the house. And he's just not for it. He's like, I'm not, okay, you're a girl, you're a naked girl. I'm not impressed by that. Like he's a more mature character that acts more mature. He's not all weirdly, robotically shy and timid, and he's none of that. Yeah. So by the end of the episode 1, he's like, look, we're going to do what we can to bring this business out of the red. And he's using his Tokyo University knowledge that he has in business, because his goal was to graduate from Tokyo University and then help his grandmother with the business or create a business to where she ain't got to work no more, basically, for anybody else. So now it ended up being him trying to bring the business out of the red and make it better with these girls. And these girls give me quintessential quintuplet vibes, because now not the show, the girls. I say that because the girls have all very unique personalities. They're all college students. They're all grown ass women, so it's not fucking weird or awkward in any way. So the ecchi is actually tasteful. It's some comedy ecchi in there, obviously, but they're grown women. And I'm kind of interested to see, which one of these women you might want to say, well, marry. Oh my God. So far, I'm locking a rocker chick. So far, we'll see if that changes. But I think you should definitely watch it.
All right, I'm gonna pick it up then. But what about that ancient Magus Bride? Have you started that yet? Of
course. Now this is a shoujo, but it's one I enjoy. Season 1 was fucking phenomenal. Yeah, I love it. I just love it. Okay. I just love it. I don't know what to say.
It is exactly that. It's that good. But it's like it has its own kind of like we talked about before. It has its own like kind of like charm and vibe to it that just it extends that hand of like mystery to you, to where the show constantly has something that just seems mysterious, whether it's in the foreground or background or in the direct storytelling.
Yes.
Something always seems mysterious. Something's always adding up in your head about something new. It just seems just like it has its own, like I said, vibe to it. Animation is so smooth and beautiful. Ironsworth, you know what I mean? Elias, I love him. I'm here on guard. I am her bodyguard right now. Fire. I just love him. But the whole show, and even like how their relationship has progressed and everything, it's a beautiful show.
Very, very, very
100%
beautiful.
worth watching still. It makes me want to go back and rewatch season 1.
I think, and I was just about to speak on that. I think the way they wrapped up, the way they kind of brought you up to speed, because it's been 5 years. It's been 5 years since season 1. But the way they brought you up to speed was so elegant that I don't really feel like I need to watch season 1 because I kind of remember everything that happened now just from that little wrap up they gave it in the first few minutes. I thought it was extremely well done.
And even to speak on that even more, when like they're in the doctor's office talking, that added to the context of what happened in the previous season.
It definitely did.
Like I said, they did a good job of explaining what happened without just blurting it out, and that's the beauty of the show, man.
It was naturally given to us.
It's so fucking good, and that's wild. It was subtle and good,
very subtle. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what more it brings because it's definitely going to have that intrigue. Again, all the characters that were like kind of snaking around her there. The dog is fucking awesome. I still love him. He's dope. Yeah, so far so good, man. So far so good. Another show that I watched, I'm sure you didn't, was The Dangers in My Heart.
I do have that on my watch list. I just didn't get to.
So you know how Kubo-san Won't Let Me Be Invisible is, right? This is pseudo the opposite, where this very what's the word? What do they call him? Emo kid, very emo dude who loved murder mystery books, who just reads murder mystery books all day. He's known to be the emo kid. Nobody really fucks with him. And it's a super popular girl in the school. Very pretty. She's a model, super tall, in shape. She got it all. He wants to kill her. He wants to murder her because she's just so perfect. He wants, and that kind of just, I want to say it, what's the word I'm looking for? Arouses him, but not in a creepy way. Like, it doesn't arouse him sexually. Just emotionally, it kind of gets him. Saying it sounds fucking creepy, but it's because he wants to kill her. It's already creepy, but he wants to fucking. He just wants to kill her, but he doesn't feel that way up until it becomes. She's stupid. She's an idiot. So she does kind of idiotic stuff that he helps her out with, and he starts to realize that he actually likes her. So it's going from wanting to kill her for her being so perfect to now I'm starting to fall in love with this girl. And that's kind of how it is. And she's a sweet girl. She's really just dumb. And she's very considerate to her friends and the people around her. She's very nice, but he does stuff to help her out. Like, he tries to do stuff in the background to help her out, to make her more comfortable or make it easier for her to manage. Like, she was getting hit on by this guy, and the guy wouldn't leave her alone, and she was not trying to give her line ID out to him, but he kept pestering her and whatever. So what he did was he threw his bike down the hill and just kind of distracted everybody and made him forget the fact that he wanted her line, and they kind of like forgot about it and moved on. And I think she noticed it, but it helped her out in that situation. So he helps her out from like a distance, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool dynamic, very different than Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible or Teasing Master Tagia-san or just these shows where the girl kind of crushes on the guy that is not quite popular and kind of flips it a little bit. And I'm kind of rocking with it.
Let me say something.
Go ahead.
You flipped that around entirely. It went from I'm absolutely not watching that to, you know what? Yeah.
And bro, that
sounds good.
That's how it was in episode 1. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? And then it just gets very intriguing quickly though. It gets intriguing extremely quickly. So it doesn't linger on the fact that, because like him wanting to kill her is the first few minutes. Like, it's just.
That's wild.
It's there and it's gone basically. Let me see. I want to, because I obviously want to save Demon Slayer for last. I'm trying to see what else we got.
I personally don't have anything else.
I watched The Legendary Hero is Dead. Dropped it.
Yeah.
Dropped it after episode 1, so we're not going to even talk about that.
Yeah, I said I turned it on. I was like, yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, then don't bother. Yeah, I think that's it.
So we get into the meat and potatoes then.
Let's get into greens, beans, tomato. Okay, you name. All right, let's get into it. Yeah.
All right. So y'all know Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer. Our boy Tanjiro is back. You know,
An hour episode.
When we come back, Tanjiro said he had to come back. So let's dedicate a little moment to our boy. So yeah, they gave us a 50-minute, episode. It was 49 minutes, 30-something seconds, something like that. But they gave us 50-minute episode. We appreciate you for that. Because I'm telling you, that's the way that they lay out the way things happen in this world are genius. Just in general, obviously.
Before we do that, I have to say this. It was a tweet from 3 weeks ago, and I'm being petty, but I'm gonna say it because this is my platform to say it, and I don't care. I saw somebody retweet one of the fights, and they said, Demon Slayer animation is goated. It was just the fight. It was the fight between. It was last season, between our Hashira and the upper. What was he? 6 or something like that.
He was on the upper moons.
Yeah, and the fight was incredible. Obviously, it looked great. Somebody posted like this animation was crazy. Somebody quote retweeted it and said, and this is somebody I don't follow, but somebody we do follow retweeted it, and it just and so it wasn't the person who. It was just the person who said it. He said, I'm gonna need y'all to figure out the difference between compositing and animation. And I'm just like, okay, all right, stop right there. First and foremost, compositing is part of the animation process. Okay, regardless of however you want to think about it, it's a part of the animation process. So you can look at what that guy said as still being technically correct. Now, if you want to be stop trying to be a hater. Okay, because he was like, the animation is okay, but the compositing is what makes the scene. Essentially, is what I was getting that he was saying from that. Mm-hmm. I fucking hate these people. Stop doing this shit, please. Let him say, if he thinks the scene is fire, let him have that. Let people that agree with him retweet that and enjoy it. There's no fucking reason for anybody to quote retweet that, to say anything about compositing. You're in school, you're learning about compositing, so you're happy to share with the world that you know about compositing and animate the difference between compositing and actually drawing it and animating it. Who gives a fuck? It's all a part of the animation process. Let him do his thing, you do your fucking thing. Sorry.
Did you need the antagonist button for that?
No, he didn't deserve that. He don't deserve a full antagonist. I just wanted to make that clear. Don't be a doofus. Stop being doofuses, please. I just had to say that. Demon Slayer is fucking beautiful. This show is gorgeous. The compositing and the... No, I'm just kidding.
The animation, the compositing, the lighting, everything.
Whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to fucking call it. It was an incredible episode, bro. Haters gonna hate. Demon Slayer is literally goated shonen. I don't care what nobody say. Fuck it. I don't care.
I know that you don't like every character in this anime, but like characters like Inosuke and whatnot.
I love Inosuke though.
Okay, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
I love Inosuke in this. Just because he stuck to his normal self.
He's him.
It's beautiful that he just like, I've been here all day and I've been doing goofy stuff.
to make it clear, the only character I don't like is Zenitsu, and it's not like I don't like him as a character. It's just
he's the best character.
No, he's trash. It's just his persona. He's not a bad character, like, as far as writing goes. He's just his whole shtick of whining all the fucking time, and he only pop off when he sleep is stupid. It's dumb. but he's, you know, whatever. He's still a character that is in the show. But he's not a bad character as far as that goes. He's just annoying.
They started this episode though with someone who has the same mark as Tanjiro, right? Who I'm like, it looks like Tanjiro's dad, but it's clearly not Tanjiro's dad.
Right. He was talking to Tanjiro's dad.
Yeah. But the way that they kind of just like started this episode, obviously, with it being 50 minutes long, it really gave us that like dream state vibe. Like, what is he talking about? What's going on? And it makes sense, but I feel like they will still be, you know, like infusing more information
100%
to keep putting these like kind of pieces together.
100%. What they did was they took the first few minutes to drop a seed, and they took the last, not necessarily cliffhanger. It was a cliffhanger, but it was tastefully done because the seed that they dropped at the beginning started to sprout a little bit at the end. And that's what made it so fucking good. That's what makes a good cliffhanger good. Is when you could drop that seed in the beginning and just sprout a little bit in the end. Because in the end, I'm gonna just go to the end. He saw that Tanjiro saw him. Now, to rewind from there, when he was talking to the Hashira, I forget which number she is, but the love Hashira is what I'm gonna call her. She talked about the weapon, the secret weapon that's here around his base. What I think, and this is gonna be a quick gut check. I'm kind of zooming around, but we're gonna talk about the episode in its entirety a little bit. The gut check is that the secret weapon is him. He's going to train with him and become a fucking monster, because that guy is the, I believe is the Hashira that Tanjiro, whose skill he used during that fight when Tanjiro kind of like blacked out and his eyes went all white. I think he used his skill in some kind of way.
The sun breathing.
Yeah, the sun breathing shit. So like, while, you know, you can't really call him the fire Hashira because the fire Hashira's, God rest his soul, gone. I think he's like the sun Hashira or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
He probably was a Hashira or something at some point, right?
Yeah, it was obviously like how his previous trainer was the water Hashira. This guy was the sun Hashira, and yeah, that's exactly what my gut check for that. But I digress. Sorry to kind of skip and jump around.
100% though, because even if he like, let's say specifically he doesn't train with him, even him gaining the knowledge of exactly what he's supposed to be doing with his breathing would be a huge boon or benefit in general, or not boon, but benefit. So that would be 100% something I would want to see. But we found out basically our boy Tanjiro been out for what, two months in a coma. The only person who woke up immediately was Zenitsu. Zenitsu was in a coma too. Inosuke was the only one who wasn't technically affected by like the poison. He just got up the next day and was good. Zenitsu was like one day because he wasn't obviously hurt this bad, but Tanjiro was out for 2 months. And more or less, he had to get back to training, as we know what his training is like when he's back in the
saddle.
What's the name of that village? Yeah, when he's back in the saddle. But when he has to go back to his rehabilitation and stuff, you know, he comes out as a beast, but his sword is chipped, and you know how worried he get with that, right?
Yeah, I mean, they did say he's still not ready to fight still, though.
Yeah.
So that's also interesting. What I like about it though is, again, how tasteful the recap was. We didn't need it. Like, it was just last year, so it's not like it was too far away. But how tasteful the recap was when he was laying in the bed, when he was waking up, and they kind of talked about, this is what happened with the Hashira, this is what happened with Inosuke, that's what happened with Zenitsu. And they kind of gradually, slowly brought you up to speed without going into grave detail, because they didn't need to. I thought that was really well done.
And part of that recap is the meeting of the demons in the upper moon, right?
And incredible,
because
yes.
They do that in a way that is like basically perfection.
Yeah,
the way that goes.
Oh, it reminds us of what we talk about all the time. How teachers teach people the rules of the world by actually teaching it. So they're in class and they're learning the rules of the world, and they're teaching us as viewers the same way. It's kind of how that meeting with the demons was. Going to that meetings with the demons, I'm like, what fucking movie am I watching? This shit looks so good.
Definitely a movie.
Like so fucking good. Like unbelievable good.
And I would have to say the pacing of this episode was probably a 9.5 or a 10. Like,
I agree.
It's hard to find like a fault in how it moved because everything had a reason. It had reason, purpose, and it had the right timing and direction for it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So like each part snapped into place to like a perfect puzzle piece to just take you to the next part.
100%. 100%. Like it was just, and then seeing the fucking upper one, bro. Oh my God.
Oh my God. The upper two. And we've seen him before, right?
Yeah.
But he is just, the way he's playing with Akuza, whatever his name is, because we know how he more or less he bodied Rengoku, right? Rengoku cut him, but it literally did nothing to him. So to see how he is just like playing with him, like I'm letting him hit me in the face because I want him to, you know, be my friend.
Grow,
and
yeah.
And it's like, yo, what kind of demon is like, I'm letting him do this. He can't beat me.
Bro, you know what Demon Slayer does so well? They introduce these villains to where you as a viewer say, how the fuck is our people going to win?
Ever.
How the fuck is our hero supposed to beat these people?
Our hero die.
They're demons. I mean, and literally and figuratively in the mic check waifu figuratively way, demons, bro. Like absolutely demons. Like you can't, like the upper one cuts off dude's hand in a blink of a fucking eye, and then when he's standing there talking, disappear without a fucking sound. It just did it. That was it. And he's gone. And then while the upper three, when he left, it made a little bit of noise, and then you saw him jumping away. The other motherfucker just vanished, and it's just how are they going to win? Because then when you look at all of that, how the fuck is anybody going to beat a Musin or whatever the fuck his name, Michael Jackson?
And let me tell you,
that's Ainz. Oh my God, that's Ainz. He's Ainz. Oh, gone.
And this is kind of a gut check, but what if that upper one is an ex Hashira?
It kind of had the same hair, right? What if he's like transformed type shit?
Oh, he gonna be a demon.
Maybe like oh my God, no.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, but
he a demon.
Yeah, that might be the case, to be honest, because they got the same hair. They kind of move the same. He didn't have on his cloak or whatever, so entirely possible, man. Entirely possible.
Man,
yeah, that's just fucking crazy to even think about. I will say this: the knowledge that was given about how the demons haven't came together like that in 117 years, and then seeing the leader of the Demon Slayers Corps basically talking about how excited he was that they actually beat an upper level demon for the first time this generation. They feel like they can actually win. Is very important. I can't wait to see the progression of what happened, the aftermath of what happened with our characters. I do, again, my gut check, I do feel like he's still gonna be training with that Sun Hashira up in this sword village. And I think there's gonna be fire, pun intended.
I have to agree. It's got to be some kind of training, right? And what the Love Hashira said was that he is stronger than he's ever been because of the experience he just had, right?
Yes.
Like that's a huge reality for people who go through, especially these kind of events. Like he is clearly going to be a lot better at dealing with these Hashira now because he lived through that experience and lived through it, you know, getting to see both Hashira and an upper moon demon. He got to see like two of the best go at it, right? So now he can probably implement that into his life. Yeah, twice. So he should, and I mean, I'm not gonna say he's gonna end up being a Hashira, but he should be on par with them relatively soon.
Yeah, I got a feeling he might end up needing to be. They just lost Rengoku. Who's gonna replace him?
And the wind dude is not coming.
Yeah, he's done. He was retired, so that's 2 down. They're gonna need 2. It could be Inosuke and then Tandero to start. And then Zenitsu comes later when one of these other motherfuckers probably gonna die inevitably.
My God. It'll be Zenitsu, but from Inosuke.
Anyway, I'm at Polo Born Fly on all social media.
I'm at King Caliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Mike Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mike Check Waifu on Instagram and TikTok. And thank y'all so much for sticking with us. Because as always, it's Mike Check.
Hey, and we out.
You're now tuned into Mike Check Waifu Waifu. Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you?